Hey Bayek, it's me Ian. And in today's video, well, I'm continuing my look at classic Doctor Who, the Golden Era, and it is a fourth Doctor story, of course. So this is The Leisure Hive from 1980. This is the 18th season now, and this is the first story. And it's 4 episodes long. Previously, we'd had The Horns of Nymon, and the next one after this will be Meglos. The main theme here we're going to talk about is, in fact, that this is a total change here. We have a new producer who's got his own ideas about the show. And I think the feeling generally is that the show, the Graham Williams, had become too much silly, basically. It'd become too silly. And the humour had to be cut down and changes had to be made. And we see all that very much through this story. Okay. So, this was transmitted on the 30th of August 1980 through to the 20th of September 1980. Now, it is written by David Fisher, who previously had written The Stones of Blood 1978, The Androids of Tara 1978, and The Creature from the Pit 1979. So he was a writer who'd been involved in Doctor Who before. And it's directed by Lovett Bickford, who previously had directed The War Machines 1966 and The Moonbase 1967, which was quite a while ago from this. So it's a return back to Doctor Who. And this is the last one he does for Doctor Who. So we've got a new script editor. We've got Christopher H. Bidweed, who would be now doing the editing, keeping an eye on it, and the new producer, of course, is John Nathan Turner, who'd been very much involved in Doctor Who before, and this was a promotion, and he had his own vision, as I say, for the show. He believed that it needed a revamp and a look at, and this is what he did. For instance, in the music now, we've got Peter Howell, and he wanted to give the series a more contemporary arrangement to the theme tune, and that's what they did. And also the theme tune, they changed the logo as well. So already when you see Doctor Who, you see a new beginning there. And Nathan Turner, as I say, as the producer, wanted the show to get, I think, more quality as he saw it. He felt that they could do this by maybe even getting famous actors who wanted to be on Doctor Who, and that is what happened, to get better costumes, better scripts. This is how everything he looked at in the whole series, and believed that he could do that. And of course, he would come across as the usual problem with Doctor Who, the budget. But I think he believed he could do that, and he did to some extent do these kind of things. As I've always said before, Doctor Who was a show that a lot of actors wanted to do. You know, a lot of well-known, famous actors, and they wanted to get on the show. It was a great thing for them, and so that is something I think he exploited throughout his tenure. And of course, he continues right up to now, 1989, right through Sylvester McCoy's final season. So let's get into the cast. We've got Tom Baker, who's the Fourth Doctor. We've got Lila Ward again as Romana, and John Leeson as the voice of K9. Now, we've got Lawrence Payne, who previously had been in the Gunfighters 1966 and would be in the Two Doctors 1985. He plays Morix. He had a few interesting films, actually, he was involved. Ben-Hur, 1959. Barabbas, 1961. And Vampire Circus, of course, Hammer, 1972. That's popped up a few times. He was involved in that. Then we've got another actress that I think is got a great CV, really. And it is Adrienne Corey, who plays Mina. Her career goes back to 1949 with a film called The Romantic Age. She was in Devil Girls from Mars, 1954. She was in The Hellfire Club, 1960. She was in Bunny Lake is Missing, 1965, a film I have covered on this channel, starring Laurence Olivier. She was in Dr. Zhivago, of course, that's a massive film, and that's in 1965. She was in Moon 02, 1969. She was in A Clockwork Orange, yes, Kubrick's Clockwork Orange, 1971. Vampire Circus, 1972, always pops up, that one. She was in Revenge of the Pink Panther, and she was in The Human Factor, 1979. She had a lot of good films there that she was involved in. Then we've got David Haig, who plays Pangol. Is a lot of TV films, TV series. Two films that stand out are Morons from Outer Space, 1985, and Four Weddings, Funeral, 1994. Then we've got John Collin, who plays Brock. He was in Hammer's brilliant film The Witches, 1966, Man at the Top, 1973, Tess, 1979, and again, a lot of TV series and TV films. So that's the main sort of cast. What is the story about? Well, a criminal organization of aliens called Formazi, called the West Lodge as well. Don't ask me why. Attempt to buy the planet Agolis from the Agolin people. Yes, lovely. And this is seen as going to be a West Lodge base, that they'd use this as a base. Meanwhile, Agolon Pangor, yes, seeks to start a war against the Formosi, to whom his people had previously lost, with an army made of clones of himself. God, well, yeah, it's a story. Yes, I know. Yeah, there we are. And of course, Doctor and Romana, as usual, land in this situation. Now, it's called the Leisure Hive because this was seen as a planet of leisure, where you could go and have an escape and have an enjoyable time. But things are clearly on the decline, as we see, and this is the background to all that. And there we are, really. What can I say about this story? As you can see, I don't seem a big fan of this story. I don't know. I don't think it totally works, but there's some great moments in it as well, which kind of put the other way. The great moments are actually seeing Tom Baker age, playing this old, him aging with the beard and the look and everything. That's great seeing all that, and I love that. But as a story, it just doesn't quite work as well. I mean, we can see already, I say, the beginning of the changes. The costume has changed a bit now as well. The Fourth Doctor, K9 is not in this much at all. They immediately at the beginning get rid of him, and it's nice to see the beginning. We get some location on Brighton Beach, which is great. I love that, and that's where we conveniently get rid of K9 out of the story. That's interesting. As I say, I think generally it's watching Tom Baker is always great, but now I think they're trying to bring in some restraints. You can see it definitely. He's being told, but it's Tom Baker, and that is so difficult, and he's so enjoyable to watch in this as well. That is a plus side. I just don't think the story is as good as it could be. It just doesn't have the. I don't know. I just don't feel it works as well. But I enjoyed it as I would do, because he's Doctor Who. And considering this is a season opener of the last one with Tom Baker, I think I kind of expected a bit more. But as you'll see what happens as they go along. Yes. This was released on VHS in 1997, and the DVD release was in 2004. So, here is the DVD. Lovely DVD again of this nice cover. Great extras on there. And, of course, there we are. Inside, nice disc. The usual wonderful leaflet that we get. And then, there has been a Blu-ray release. Yes, because the 18th season was released. And this wonderful Doctor Who collection. Oh, wow, I love these. These are so good. See that? There's the back again with all these wonderful more features on here, documentaries, more information. It's wonderful. And so the Leisure Hive is on that, as is all this final season of the Fourth Doctor. Yeah, fantastic. Love it. And that's it. Yes. So, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and we'll let you know when I put out these videos. If you like this one, please give it a like. If you give this particular video a like, it gets it out onto YouTube, and hopefully other people might enjoy it. And if you have any comments, please put your comments down and I'll always reply to them. And that's it. So all I've got to say is, I'll see thee again.